Good morning, class 9th. Today I am going to start Unit 3 of Chemistry, Atoms and Molecules. In the previous two units, we have discussed about matter under their physical classification and the chemical classification. According to physical classification, matter has three states named solid, liquid and gas. According to chemical classification, the matter can exist in different forms such as elements, compounds or mixture. So in the previous first and second unit, we have discussed about physical classification of matter and the chemical classification of matter. So in this present unit, I am going to discuss about atoms and molecule. So first of all, what is an atom? Atom is the smallest particle. Atom is the smallest particle of matter. It may be of physical classification, it can be of chemical classification. It is the smallest particle of matter which will get smaller and smaller, and ultimately the particles obtained become so small that we can't further divide them by breaking. Clear? This is the smallest particle which can be further broken into further smaller particles, and ultimately a stage will achieve or a stage will appear when there is no chances of divisibility in case of matter, means we can't divide the matter further. So these individual particles named as Parmanu, these particles were termed as Parmanu, or simply in the latest word we say these individual particles as the atoms. Or atoms means is a Greek word which means uncuttable, means which we cannot be divided further into smaller particles. That species is called as atom. Clear? It is the smallest particle of matter which can be broken further into smaller and smaller particles, and ultimately a stage will achieve when the particles cannot be further divisible, means further divisibility in such particles is not possible. That particles are termed as Parmanu, or in chemical terms or in latest term we name them as atom. So atom is a Greek word which means uncuttable, means these are the smallest indivisible particle. So atoms are the smallest indivisible particles which cannot be further divided, and these particles may or may not be capable of independent existence. These particles may or may not be capable of independent existence. But when these particles combines, then they form large size particles, and after combination of these atoms we obtained molecules, and these molecules can be able to exist freely. So when atoms undergo combination, the resulting in formation of molecules. So molecules are also the smallest particle of matter. These are also the smallest particle of matter because these are also formed by combination of atoms, and these particles can exist freely, but atoms may or may not exist freely. So on this basis, various experimental studies were carried out to understand the laws to which elements combines to form compounds or the substances which react together to form the products. Clear? It means various experimental studies were carried out to understand the laws according to which when elements combines to form the respective compounds or respective substances which further undergo reaction or which further reacts to form the products. So to understand this concept, various laws has been proposed, and these are called as laws of chemical combination. These are named as law of chemical combination. In this class, we will discuss about two laws of chemical combination. First is named as law of conservation of mass. First is named as law of conservation of mass, and second is called as law of constant composition. Law of constant composition is also called as law of constant proportion or law of definite proportion. Clear? So now I am going to discuss about the details of law of conservation of mass. This law was given by scientist named as Antony Lavoisier. Law of conservation of mass was given by scientist named as Antony Lavoisier in 1774. He states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. During a chemical reaction, mass of the substance taken will neither be created nor be destroyed. Or we can say that during a chemical reaction, the total mass of reactant is always equal to the total mass of product. It means suppose we have taken the chemical reaction in which A and B are the reactants which combines to form C and D. So according to Antony Lavoisier, it was observed that the total mass of reactant is equal to total mass of product, and this total mass of reactant and the product becomes equal only if the given equation is balanced chemical equation. If the given equation is balanced, in that case the mass of reactant becomes equal to mass of product. This is a chemical reaction. And what is a chemical reaction? A reaction which have reactants on the left hand side and the reaction which have products on the right hand side. Such type of reaction is called as a chemical reaction. And these two species, reactants and products, are differ by an arrow in which the head of the arrow points towards the product side and the tail of the arrow points towards the reactant side. If we have more than one reactant or product, then we always put plus sign between them. So the reaction should be balanced. What is balanced equation? The equation in which number of atoms of each element, the number of atoms of each element on both left hand side and right hand side of the reactions are equal. If the number of atoms are equal, then the equation is said to be balanced equation. Clear? So in a balanced chemical equation, if the mass of reactant becomes equal to mass of product, it means that will follow the law of conservation of mass. So it can be illustrated by taking the example of calcium carbonate. Suppose we have taken the compound named as calcium carbonate. If this calcium carbonate is heated, then it was observed that this calcium carbonate now decompose. This calcium carbonate decompose to produce calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas. It produces calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide gas. Therefore, this equation can be written in symbolic form as CaCO3 on heating. This is a symbol used for heat. Decompose to produce calcium oxide plus CO2 gas. Now this carbon dioxide gas, therefore the reaction must be kept in closed vessel, otherwise this gas will not be captured and evolved in the atmosphere. In that case the total mass will not become equal, therefore the law will not be verified. So this calcium carbonate on heating decompose. Decompose means this compound undergo breakdown. This compound undergo breakdown to form calcium oxide and CO2. Now the mass of reactant means calcium carbonate. As we know, the mass of calcium is 40, mass of carbon is 12, mass of 3 oxygen atom. Now oxygen atoms are 3. 3 multiply mass of oxygen means 48. This comes out to be 100 gram. Now it becomes equal to calcium oxide means 40 mass, oxygen is again 16, it becomes 56. Carbon is 12, 2 into 16 is 32, therefore it becomes 44. The average on adding these two masses, it comes out to be 100 gram. Therefore the mass of reactant becomes equal to mass of product. It means this reaction is also a balanced equation in which number of atoms on both the sides are equal, as it consists of one calcium on left side and 1 calcium on the right side. It consists of 1 carbon on the left side and 1 carbon on the right side. It consists of 3 oxygen atoms on the left side and also consists of 3 oxygen atoms on the right side. 1 plus 2, 2 plus 1 becomes equal to 3. Therefore, it will verify law of conservation of mass. Clear?